Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ade, and if you're brand new then of course you are most definitely welcome. Welcome to the Life in Dubai series, and the whole aim of this is just to give you a real insight into what life really looks like in Dubai. Today I'm going to be joined by my lovely friend Saira.
Hi everybody.
Yes, so together Saira and I are going to be giving you that in-depth, real, transparent talk about what life really looks like living here in Dubai in the Middle East. Obviously in hopes that that will again not only give you a bit more information, inform you, and also help you make your decision as to whether this is the type of place that you'd want to live in. So without further ado, let's get this conversation started. Okay, so
Hello.
hey Saira.
Hi. How are you?
I'm doing really good. How are you?
I'm very well. Very hot at the moment.
Yeah.
Very hot outside.
It is.
But it's good. We've got the aircon, so
Yeah,
good.
thank God for that. So basically we're going to literally get stuck right in. So why did you move to Dubai?
So for me, in all honesty, I needed to change. I kind of grew my career in the UK. I kind of got bored. I think things were kind of at a standstill for me. I was working remotely after COVID and an opportunity popped up. I thought, you know what, it's a sign. As we all do, we have those moments of clarity. We're like, you know what, I'm going to try it. So here I am. You know, gave it my all, and 2 years running now. I'm settled, very happy.
Yeah.
I'm very, very happy.
Amazing. So
What brought you back?
me, what brought me back? Oh yeah, so I guess for most of my audience, you're not too familiar with my Middle Eastern journey. Like I touch on it lightly, but I don't really talk about it in full detail. But for those that don't know, I did live in Dubai previously for about 3.5 years, and I moved back to the UK, and then I moved back here again in April 2022. So yeah, so since then, obviously, round two, working, living, settling back into life in the sandpit. And yeah, I mean, this time around, I want to say that it's less treacherous than the first time. The first time, yeah, a lot of lessons learned. But this time, you know, we come through with, you know, lessons learned and a new perspective on how to go about things.
I think, yeah, you benefited because you'd been through the turmoil initially.
Yeah.
And then this time around, you knew what to expect, you know what to deal with.
Exactly.
So that's probably the best part for you. The thing is, it's an eye-opener because we're so used to comfort of home. And, I'm very comfortable in my home. You know, I was very much had a good life, no drama, no issues, everything went smoothly. And then I moved out here, and then I was kind of on my own.
Yeah.
Whichever way you look at it, you are on your own.
Yeah.
You know, you have your support and your family, your friends, etc. But it's not the same. And I think that's what I realised when I first hit here.
Yeah.
It's also learning about just how, no matter what you may say, you're going to get tested every step of the way and in every single situation. But it either makes you or breaks you. And if it makes you, you'll still be here going strong. If it breaks you, then, and you know, it's unfortunate but fortunate because it's a life lesson, and you know, you move through.
I think like Dubai is one of those places that can only be described a little bit like London, as in like the life, it's not easy. You need to have a certain type of mindset to live in a place like Dubai and also London.
Yeah.
And if you don't quite make the cut, it will just spit you out. There's no other way. Like you either have to like hit the ground running, or you literally get spat out like a treadmill. Like if you're not running, you will fall off.
Yeah.
And that's basically what I feel like happens in
Very
Dubai
true.
if you're not ready for it properly. Okay, so like what did your family think when you're like, oh hey guys, like I'm moving to Dubai?
I think in all honesty, my mom was probably my main concern. Okay?
Yeah.
And she was a bit like, no, not happening. And I was like, okay, fine, if that's what you want. But I think as time went on, a couple of weeks down the line, she's like, look, okay, go out there, experience it, you know, just go and experience life. My rest of my family were very supportive and still are to this date. And they're very much like, okay, go out there. It's definitely an experience. It's definitely a journey for you. And yeah, so they kind of pushed me in that direction. I think I was very jittery.
Yeah.
Right at the beginning, I was like, am I doing the right thing? Is it really, you know, going to be the right move for me and away from my family? Because no matter which way I look at it, I am very family orientated.
Yeah.
But, you know, I came and I've not looked back since. I've been back twice.
Yeah.
And
you're looking forward to coming back.
The first week there, I'm like, okay, start packing. Let's go back.
Let's go back.
It's home now.
Yeah.
You know, I can't see any other way. It is home. But as I said, lessons were learned. You know, the first couple of months were not. I wouldn't say they were painful. They were a reality check.
Just a baptism of fire. Like you just have to go through it, and if you can get past that first bit,
100%.
you know you're going to be all right.
100%.
Yeah.
And the one thing I will always say, what you see on social media isn't always true. You're going to get a lot of people, and no, you know, credit where credit's due. They're good at what they're doing. They're wonderfully out there doing it. But the reality of working class people, as I like to say, which is people who go to work every day, who have a 9 to 5 or whatever time scales your jobs are, you know, you're working throughout the day. It's no different to being in whatever country you're in originally. So where I was in the UK, I still had the same routine. I was still doing the same thing. But the only benefit here, there's many benefits, but for me, it's the lifestyle I get to lead. You know, I'm able to actually enjoy my weekends, even my after working hours. When I finish work, if I'm like, I just want to just go for a walk at 2 o'clock in the morning, for instance.
Let's go
Not
for
that I
food.
do.
Let's go for
No, but it's true. Like you got options. You know, there's a lot of options.
Kite Beach, go for
Everything's
a walk.
open. You know, just 2-3 o'clock in the morning. There's opportunity for you to kind of go out there and enjoy your life, but it's hard work. It isn't just about going out there enjoying yourself. You still have to put in the graft, as I like to say.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, touching back on what you said about like social media, so like contrary to, you know, everything that you see on social media, like life is literally, like you said, exactly the same as it is in the UK or US. Like you wake up in the morning, you go to work.
Yeah.
You don't wake up in the morning and just go to the beach. I mean, maybe if you're a social media influencer and that is your day-to-day bag, then of course that might be, you know, what your day-to-day looks like. But for the rest of us that work in corporate, we have to wake up and we have to get to work. And actually, I don't know about you, but I feel as though we probably work more hours here than we did like back home.
I agree.
Yeah. To some extent.
Yeah, I think you have to, because the reality of it is we are replaceable, okay, and we rely quite heavily on our jobs to keep our residency, to keep ourselves in our place of, you know, wherever we're living, apartment, etc. So we do work more hours, we do have to put more graft in, and we do have to give a lot more, but
the rewards
are worth it. You
Yeah.
know, like I work 9 hours a day, but I don't feel it. I enjoy my job first. I think if you enjoy what you do, you're not going to have a problem. If you don't enjoy it, that's when the problems start to occur.
Yeah.
So the first thing I always will say is, if you're going to move for the right job. Don't just jump and think, Dubai, fantastic, let's just go for it. No, go for the right job.
Yeah.
Do your research. 100% do your research. I didn't do too much research, but I did enough to kind of bring me across and then work my way towards it. But I think a lot of people aren't doing the research. They're literally just here in Dubai and just thinking they're being sold the lifestyle, and they're like, okay, we're gonna go do this.
Yeah.
But make sure you enjoy what you do. Otherwise, it's just gonna fail on you. It literally will just be miserable. You'll have literally no stamina to kind of get up and do anything for the day, or even go out there and enjoy yourself. You know, you're not gonna look forward to enjoying your day-to-day job, which is key. I genuinely feel that's key.
Yeah, I mean, we're probably going to touch a little bit more on obviously like finding a job, what that looks like out here in the Middle East in the next, you know, in the next couple of episodes, so that you guys again can get the real tea and what it looks like, to look for a job, to move out here, to like the type of research you need to do. So, but I absolutely agree with everything that you've said really about like finding the right job, a job that makes you happy, a job that's also financially viable, because you don't want to move out here for peanuts and literally be struggling for your daily bread. Like it's not that deep. Like it's not that deep.
The right opportunity will come along.
Yeah.
Have your, you know, at the end of the day, financially, touching base on that again, definitely a big thing. You don't want to move, because what you got to remember is you're paying rent. You know, and then you got all your bills are still there. They don't disappear. You know. Car.
Food. Phone bill.
What else is there? So much. Petrol is, again,
it's cheaper than the UK.
Cheaper than the UK, but it depends on what car you drive.
Yeah.
Okay. It really does depend on what car you drive. But you know, you've got to take all of this in consideration. And there's many, you know, we'll touch base on that a little bit later in another series. But there's many options to get that information, and you know, do your research. Be 100% certain that financially you are in the right place to be able to do it.
Yeah.
And don't leave your current job or current status, wherever you are, for just a mediocre kind of pay.
Exactly.
It's not worth it, because you will struggle. You will definitely struggle.
Yeah. The next bit that I was actually going to like touch into is like building a community and building your life out here. Like, how have you found like sort of like making friends and making Dubai feel like home? Because obviously now 2 years in, we're very much like, yeah, it feels like home. But like, what was it really like making friends as an adult? Like, let's talk about that.
So I've never, even though what I do for a living, I'm quite a social person. When you see, I'm two different people. Is probably the best way to put it. Not in a negative way. It's just the sense that I put a lot of energy into my job, and then outside of work, and for the first couple of months it was tiring because I'm working, I'm trying to prove a point, I'm trying to really graft, and I found it really difficult.
Oh yeah.
And the reason why, because unfortunately, you don't get a lot of loyal friends here. It's really hard to make friends who are loyal, who are true, who aren't going to be, saying one thing and doing another thing, for instance. So I found it really difficult for the first couple of months, but luckily there was a lot of options out there. So
options of different friends.
Just friends. I'm not nothing else. Just friends. And what I mean by that is, if on Facebook you have like a lot of Facebook groups, and you have a lot of people in the same situation as yourself. And I think for me, just touching a base on faith as well. So my faith is a very big thing for me. So I was trying to look for communities within that area. So, I built a circle and network within two different elements. So there was the ones who are out here to go out, enjoy their life and, do things after work or do things like on the weekend. And then there was the faith aspect, which kind of guided me towards and sticking towards like my goal, which was to be stronger in my deen and to really kind of make sure I'm sticking along that path. First 6-7 months, worst.
Yeah.
Honestly, the worst. My only social network were the people I worked with.
Yeah.
But I quickly realised that I had to start getting out there. So Facebook groups, there was a lot of them out there, which turns into WhatsApp groups, and then you'll meet a load of people. So you can be mixed or just females. It depends. Again, not everyone's comfortable with a mixed group, but there's options there for it. And then I started going out, doing like a day events, evening events, or just that kind of stuff. And I built a small circle of people until obviously I met yourself, which was like...
Come on, tell the people.
So we met through work. I started my new job and I saw Adeswa and I was like, oh, okay, how's this gonna go? But we hit it off straight away. We literally was like two peas in a pod. And honestly, true friendship. I think generally we built a very true friendship. We're very genuine towards each other. We're very honest.
Very transparent.
It's like we've known each other for like
a long time.
Such a long time. And and that was probably the peak for me. Because
me too.
No, honestly speaking, as I said, I made
lots of friends.
Socially, I've made a lot of friends, acquaintances to some extent, but very few genuine friends. So
it's so cute. It's okay. No, I definitely would say, I mean, starting your own community like out here is one of the most difficult parts, because I think once you've got your core people, then you can actually start to enjoy living out here in Dubai. Otherwise, you pretty much feel like an island just floating. And again, similar to yourself, so obviously I'm a Christian, I love God, so for me, like having a good group of like friends that can hold me accountable to my faith and also just hold me accountable in general was also very, very important to me. Obviously, yes, we do have lots of Facebook groups, but again, discernment is very, very big. Like you definitely need to take your time and sift through someone, because not everybody on Facebook is going to be your person or is going to end up being your best friend, but it definitely is one way of being social, good way of like meeting new people, and obviously like in the UK no one really uses Facebook in that way, but obviously out here it's definitely a tool that people use to bring people together. It's also a tool that people use as business, like they will use these social groups as sort of like a business way to get more companies to work with them, to like organize social events to bring more people together. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword where it has a community feel, but it also has a business element to it that obviously the founders of these groups do get, extra.
Definitely agree there,
And I mean, I'm not even going to say anything, but I'm always like, I'm not even gonna go there. But anyway, community is definitely key when it comes to to settling into Dubai. And again, obviously reiterating what you said, like we met at work. And again, I think I was in that space where like I already had a couple of friends, but it was one of those ones where I'm always looking to like add to my tribe of like amazing women. And I'm so glad that I met you. And yeah, again, very honest, very transparent. We'll call you out when you're, you know, when you're messing up.
Yep.
I think everybody needs friends like that. And I've been lucky to have that back at home, but really, really happy to be able to replicate sort of that type of friendship group like out here, because it's easier people just be like, oh yeah babe, you know, that person was wrong, yeah, don't worry, it was, you know, it was their fault, not you. And you start, you know, in your brain you stop holding yourself accountable to certain behaviors, and you think that everything that you do is right.
It's very easy to do that. I think a lot of people, again, it's where the fakeness comes in. They will want you to be a certain way. Egos are very big
egos are
here.
big here.
Don't get drawn into that. Don't lose yourself as a person. And then this sounds really trivial to a lot of people, and they're like, oh, you won't be up, you know, you won't lose yourself. You do lose yourself.
You can get lost in the sauce out
You
here.
really can. And Dubai is one of those places because it's happening. It's all out there, and everyone wants to fit in a particular way.
Yeah.
But keep yourself grounded, keep yourself rooted, work yourself towards your goal. You know, don't just jump into the deep end. You do that, you're literally done. You won't last here very long.
And then the other half about it is also people always feeling like they want to keep up with the Joneses.
Oh, yeah.
I always say this to absolutely everyone, like everyone has their own race to run. Stop comparing. Comparison is the thief of joy.
Yes.
Like, and that is like a real life quote and a real life, like, because as soon as you start comparing your life to somebody else's, you stop appreciating the good that's happening in your own. And I feel like Dubai is one of those places, like one person bought a Lamborghini, the other person bought, I don't know, like a Rolls Royce or Range Rover, and everyone's now pitting themselves up against you. Listen, their story is their story, your story is your story, and you really just have to just, you know, be grateful for every step. They might get a Range Rover in year 1 and you get your Range Rover in year 3, but then in year 4 you get a Bentley, and in year 5 you get a Rolls Royce, but that person is still driving their Range Rover. The story is different.
Yeah, everyone's story.
Yeah.
Everyone has their own story to tell. Everyone has their own path to create. If you're going to come to Dubai with intention of being better or bettering your life, take your time.
Yeah.
Do it at your pace, not anybody else's pace. It's easy to be drawn into that. I mean, I've had conversations with people, and they're like, originally the car I started driving was a shocker.
Ooh, let's talk about the cars, honey. Let's talk about the cars.
No, it's a very simple thing. Like, it's a very materialistic world out here.
Yeah.
But then you have the materialistic world, but then you have the world which is a reality. And
that
I think
most people
we're
live
living
in.
in that. Yeah.
That most people live in.
Exactly. So we know I know what direction I'm going. You know what direction you're going. And we're both in a place where we're like, okay, we need to slowly build it. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. So take your time.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, if you're in the UK, you're doing exactly the same thing, or America, whatever it may be, you're still going through your struggles.
Yeah.
The difference is you have the opportunity here to really grow at a good pace, at the right pace, but live the life you want. Don't get lost in the whole glitz and glamour.
Yeah.
Don't get lost in seeing. I see your beautiful cars every day. And I'm just like, oh, that's beautiful. I'm literally, we're driving. I'm like, oh, that's a stunning car.
Yeah,
but,
every time.
You know, I'm seeing a beautiful house, but again, as she said, their own story. We don't know how long it took them. We don't know what the situation was for them. If you want to be true to yourself and really kind of be here for longevity,
take your time.
Take your time.
And that actually nicely leads me into like money and banking and the borrowing culture out here in Dubai. Again, a lot of these expensive things, the Louis Vuitton bags, the Bentleys, the Rolls Royces, the the Rolex watches, all the things that you see on like on Instagram, on YouTube, on this, that and the other. First of all, some of them are fake. Let's start there.
100%.
Okay,
There's many places here.
Karama is a real place.
You go there. We'll show you one day, but you'll go. Actually, we've never been.
You know, Karama is a real place. And I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, you will find a good copy, but really, what the aim of me telling you this is not for you to go shopping. Okay, the aim of this is to tell you that everything that you see is not always as it seems. Okay, so again, the more expensive cars that you see, sometimes people have it on finance.
Yep.
Majority of people here have their cars on finance, as in the UK. But sometimes people will come on YouTube or come on social media and make you feel like they've bought this Lamborghini, you know, outright with their own money, cash. And it's like, but you haven't though, hun. Like,
let's be honest.
Come on. I saw you driving your Chevrolet Spark last week, and this week you've now got a Lamborghini that you bought cash.
There's nothing wrong with the Chevrolet Spark.
There's nothing wrong with Chevrolet because that's what I drive, okay? Let me just tell you that.
It's a beautiful drive.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a beautiful drive, but it gets me from A to B, okay? I'm not going to lie to you, it gets me from A to B.
But you know what? Like, I started in a micro.
Yeah.
When I first came, I've never driven I've never driven a car like that in my life. I had a reality check. I was thinking, I'm going to come out here, I'm going to get this, I'm going to get that. So I'm thinking I'm living the lifestyle I would in England. Oh, yeah.
A Range Rover.
So I left a Mercedes back home to come to drive a micro. I was sat there, I was humbled.
Look at this life.
I was so humbled, but made me realise, you know what?
Yeah.
If I really want to achieve something, it's not about the materialistic things. I will get there eventually.
Yeah.
Let's make a good career first.
Yeah.
Because if you got the career,
then everything else
will
fall
into place.
Yeah.
I think that's really important. I think people forget that, you know. Everything else aside, focus on making that money. That money's going to get you somewhere. Nothing else. You know, you're not going to, if you're going to go into, again, you mentioned about loans, etc. Don't get yourself into that situation.
Listen.
Please do not get yourself into that situation. It is the worst thing you can do. What you got to remember is this isn't home. This isn't home. It's a home away from home.
Yeah.
But it's not home. And whatever the country you may live in, so for instance for the UK, we would have the stability, the opportunity to be supported in one way or another. Here you don't have that.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have that support. If you take a loan out, you're literally on your own.
That's you.
You know, and
it's your name against that loan.
Exactly.
And there is no government grant. There's nobody who's going to come here and bail you out.
They're not going to be like, oh, it's okay, you can't pay. Don't worry about it. You know, we'll give you a couple of weeks. No.
These people will be on your ass, okay?
Literally.
I'm just trying to keep this so real, because anytime you think of that you want to go and like get money for the sake of like buying something that you don't actually need, think twice.
Yep.
Because these people are gonna absolutely come for your ass,
100%.
okay? And there's no real like, oh, it's not like the UK where everyone feels like they have to be nice to you on the phone. No. I have been privy to certain conversations where banks are trying to get their money back, and I kid you not, they will come for you in your workplace, they will come for you outside of your workplace, your phone will be ringing from money to night, they will find you. And also as well, note, for those people that think that you're going to come here, run up a bill and then screw it back to the UK, now the financial regulation authorities, everybody is now friends, okay? Back in the day, old Dubai didn't have any of these connections. So you could come here, rack up a bill, pick up your nice little Rolls Royce, drive here for 3 years, and you're like, oops, can't afford it, going home, and nobody will chase you. No. 2024, okay? Things have changed, okay? You rack up that bill, you move yourself back, they will follow you back, okay? They're going to follow you back. They will find your family, they will find your friends, they'll find your old place of work, they'll find your current place of work, and you will pay that money back, okay?
100%.
So just to let people know that, listen, like debt, credit, finance, you definitely need to try and keep on top of this. And it's not, I'm not saying this to like scare you. We're not saying this to scare you.
It's a reality, you know?
It's a reality anywhere in the world, even in the UK, you know, but I just feel like they're just a little bit nicer about it at home. Here, not so nice.
Oh yeah, 100%. I generally feel like at home, again, because you're that citizen, I'm like a British citizen, so I will get that leeway. I'll be like, okay, you can work with a couple of weeks. We'll give you a couple of weeks to figure it out. Okay, you know, let's break it down kind of thing. Here, you can't pay.
Like, how much is your salary? What do you want to pay?
Okay.
We need to get it back in the next.
Just pay me the money.
Yeah, they just literally want the money back.
Like
ASAP.
a deadline. They were literally like, you're meant to pay this amount and it hasn't been paid. Pay it now.
Yeah.
Pay it now, and they will literally follow you for it. Which, to be honest, don't get yourself in a situation. Yeah. Just simply don't. If you can't afford it,
leave it alone.
At that point, have a reality check. You know, check yourself and think, okay, what am I doing wrong? Because you're doing something wrong. Simply put it, I don't. You know, everyone kind of puts it.
Pussyfoots.
Yeah, I don't want to say that word, but you know, they kind of go around it and they'll avoid it. But reality check. If you're in a position where you're now struggling to pay for anything or something's going wrong, look at yourself, where did it go wrong? And then at least you know, and you know what direction to avoid, you know what direction to go. So you can manage it, you can, you know, bring it back, but stop, like putting your head in the sand. Is that the saying, isn't it?
Put your head in the sand and not dealing with the situation.
Literally putting your head in the sand here.
Lol.
Because you know, don't
We're
do
in the
that.
desert.
You know, do
Just in case you didn't catch it.
just saying. But yeah, so that's what I think that's what it comes down to. Just be realistic with yourself. Have a budget in place. When you come here, don't go for the high-end stuff. Don't put yourself in that situation.
Yeah.
What you can afford, go for that. People will talk. Let them talk.
Yeah.
Because you've got your own path.
Yeah.
Follow your path. You will end up in a very good place. And it'll take time. It could take a couple of months. It could take a year.
Couple years, yeah.
But remember, there's a reason for everything. You know, there's a delay, then there's a reason behind it.
There's a light at the end of the tunnel as well. Like,
100%.
it's not always going to be that bleak, just to say. And obviously, I mean, we've talked a lot on, like, you know, things going necessarily, but like there are some times where you will move to the UAE and you find a job that literally changes your life. You're earning a lot more than you would in your home country. You're living a life that is even better than what you would have ever imagined, and it does work out. There are some people that definitely, you know, have that story, and so we don't want it to be like, you know, it's not always a tale of struggle and strife when you move out here. There are lots of positive things about living here. So we're going to move on to some of the positive things. Like, what would you say are the positive things about you living here in Dubai?
Again, for me, so it took me 2 jobs to finally land a job that I actually enjoy. And honestly, at the beginning, I was like, this isn't for me. This isn't working. Then I landed my current job. Could never be happier. My working hours are fantastic. I have a very good lifestyle. And I think it's a safety aspect for me as a woman. And I think as a woman, I would definitely say as a woman, there is a lot of safety out here. I'm Muslim, so I pray. And for me, being able to hear the azan every day, it's a massive thing. It's just calming, it's relaxing. I'm able to, like, as I said, if I finish work and I'm just extremely exhausted, I want to go to the beach, I can go and relax and just go and enjoy myself, just sit there, enjoy the peace and quiet, tranquility. But then you've also got the like Kite Beach, for instance, they've got all like these little shops so you can just go and taste different things, different foods, different like ice creams, and the food.
It's always
sensational,
good.
absolutely sensational. But it's being able to travel as well.
A great hub.
Let's be honest.
Somewhere in between everywhere.
Like if I was in the UK and I wanted to travel further afield, the amount of money I'll be spending is not, I might as well get a mortgage, second mortgage out at this rate, you know.
Cost of living.
100%. You'd feel it. But here, you could literally, there's really good deals.
The Maldives, the Seychelles,
Thailand,
they're literally at
all of those places,
all at your fingertips. But in the UK, it's like, we're going to plan for the whole year to go to the Maldives, and it's like here, it's like
100%.
if you go to Holiday Factory, you'll find a really good deal.
Go on there. Next week, you're flying out. You know, so you're getting the best of both worlds. You're not just getting in England or any other country, I would say, in the EU or anywhere further afield. It is literally work, eat, sleep, back again.
Repeat.
Work, eat, sleep, repeat. So it's a continuous, just a circle of, and that's why I feel grumpy and down. Like
and the weather.
The weather's awful.
Don't forget the weather.
The weather's awful. Don't get me wrong, it's rained here a couple of times in this year alone.
Oh my gosh, we'll tell you something that's bad about here actually. It's when it rains, okay?
See, I love it. I personally love the rain here.
I hate the rain.
It's just very beautiful. It's very rare to have the rain here.
When it rains, it pours.
Literally, a couple of Saturdays ago.
When it rains out here, we'll just touch on this very, very quickly because obviously we've got lots more positive things to talk about. When it rains, it pours. The irrigation system and the filtering system, nil and void, okay? You will end up paddling to your car in the morning and swimming to work the next day.
Like people say life stops or life comes to a stand. It really doesn't. I don't think it does.
No, listen, there's someone making money. They will swim you across for 1 dirham if you give them the right amount of cash. But honestly, it's a hot mess. Like, your car is literally...
Protect your car at all costs. As soon as you know the weather forecast is coming towards rain, just stay at home. Don't go anywhere. But then even then, like when it does stop raining, it literally is just...
It dries up in 3 days.
Like literally is done. Not in 3 days, like 24 hours.
Yeah.
I would say 24 hours. Like,
depends on where you live.
Yeah, that's true. But then again...
Yeah, to be
It
fair,
does get
24
done
to
quite
48
quickly.
hours. Let's
There's
give
no
them
kind
that.
of restriction. You still, let's just say the one day it was raining, next thing you know, it stopped raining. I was able to go out on the road. I was driving, not a problem. Went out to get some good food. Nothing really stops. Do you know what I mean? So it kind of continues. But I think for me, as I said, it's the whole lifestyle. For me, it's about lifestyle. I won't give my age to anybody right now. I don't think no one needs to know. Of course. Maybe not. But when you get to a certain point in life, you work really hard. You want to achieve certain things, and I wasn't getting that in the UK. Here, I've come here, and I feel like I've achieved a lot more within the 2 years than I achieved in my 10 odd years in the UK.
Let's talk about that.
Career-wise, financially, emotionally, I think I've achieved a lot.
Yeah,
I've achieved a lot.
Yeah, no, I definitely would agree. I feel like one of the main benefits as well is like my career has taken off. I think in the UK was definitely a great place to start, but if you really want to accelerate your career and you're willing to work hard to do so, I think that's the main caveat there. Because you can't just like land in Dubai and be like, that's it, I'm CEO next week. No, you'll need to be willing to work hard, but you will see your career, happen very, very fast. And actually, when you go back to your home country, they'll have no choice but to give you the salary that
you're asking for,
because the amount of experience that you have, the types of people that you come across, it's
the best thing is you're not dealing with just UAE nationals, okay? You're dealing with
people all
over the world.
Yeah.
From UK, America, South Africa, Australia, Philippines, India,
everywhere.
Pakistan, everywhere. So you're very culturally aware.
You learn a lot about
You learn a
different
lot.
cultures.
You learn a lot about the regulations and laws here in the UAE, but also other countries, because you have to understand those laws and regulations for these people to work here.
Yeah.
And that's the benefit. I think personally, I found that's a massive benefit. I found career-wise, I've learned so much. Things I would have even thought about. I've learned.
UK, same.
And I think that's where majority of I'm just hitting back on the UK. It's we're not very open to kind of change. Here, things change on a daily basis. No exaggerations, change on a daily basis. There could be one regulation in place one day, a couple of days down the line, something's changed. And then you have to update yourself. You have to make sure you understand what's going on. And career-wise, I think that's the biggest thing. It's made a massive difference. But I've never been happier. I'm just relaxed, like in England, when it comes to the weekend, you're like, oh, okay, Saturday, chill day, get everything done. Sunday, just getting the remaining bits done, and then you're back to work.
Have the Sunday blues because you're ready for work on Monday again.
Exactly. Like here, you get the same to some extent, but it's still going to be good.
Yeah.
You're going to go into work, do your thing, have a nice lunch, okay, and then you got good people around you. Finish work. Oh, don't want to go home straight away. Let's go for a walk, or let's go for a cup of tea. Let's go for a drive. Explore somewhere new in Dubai, which we always do. We're just going to hit the road. We're like, okay, let's try something different.
Let's just drive and see where we go.
Exactly. And everything's always open. Everything's always active. And I think that's really big for me. I think that's a massive, massive thing.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I feel like there's okay, and then to round off, I know we didn't want to round off on a negative note, but what would you say are the things that have been like an eye-opener or a struggle living here? Because again, like I said, we always want to keep it real, and we always want to make it very clear about the good and the bad and the ugly about living out here.
I know we don't want to round you off on a negative note, but it's not negative, it's a reality. Okay, you get it in every country. I think, as I said, no one highlights it here in Dubai, but the reason why we're highlighting it is because come in with your eyes open. You will have a good life as long as your eyes are open. Yeah. And I think the one thing I found a struggle with,
shopping for the house.
Definitely shopping for the house.
The first time I ever went shopping.
I've started doing what Mom does. I started shopping.
Comparison
buy. Oh yeah. I'm going on all the websites, and I'm looking through all the apps. I'm like, okay, Talabat's doing one thing, Carrefour's doing one thing, Noon's doing one thing, which one's cheaper. I'm literally got shopping coming from 3 different places. Yeah. And I'm not even
pillowcase from one place, bed sheet from another. What's it?
Amazon. Amazon's got some good deals, cleaning products. I stock up now. So what I've started doing is buying in bulk and just keeping it there.
And same when family come as well. I'm literally just like bring X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Especially toiletries, guys. Why does a pack of face wipe cost £5? I just want to know.
That was a reality check.
Why does a pack of face wipes with 25 wipes in there? Why does it cost 5 Great British pounds in the UAE when I can get it from 98 pence
But then-
in Primark and I can get 3 packets of them?
You know what I think it is? We go for like the brands again. And we go for like Nivea.
We don't
and
have a choice.
Whatever. No, but you know what? I think we should start doing like, I've actually started buying things that aren't like
Branded.
UK branded. I'm not lying to you. They're just as good.
I do, but it's still expensive.
It is, but I think you just need to like buy on Amazon.
Yeah, actually, to
Buy
be
in
fair,
bulk.
if you buy in bulk
If it,
on
honestly
Amazon, it's
speaking,
actually
if
decent.
like buy in bulk on Amazon, it's so much more cheaper.
Yeah.
And you literally get like 16 packets for like, I don't know, 100 odd dirhams or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
But it is cheaper and it's longer lasting. Hence
True.
why I was like you, I was like just going in and picking up what I need. And then the one day, as you do, I don't know, maybe I do anyway. I sat there and I was like, oh, Amazon's got deals. And they do some really good deals. Actually,
yeah.
Noon, Talabat, all of them do really good deals. I go for Amazon purely because of ease of just delivery and everything. But yeah, bulk buy. Always bulk buy.
Another thing I will say is like Dubai teaches you how to be an actual proper adult.
Yeah. You're not in your little egg, like
Your
your
mum isn't
shell
around the
anymore. Do you know what I
corner.
mean? Your
You
sisters
can't-
aren't there.
You can't hop
You
on
know,
a train for 2
exactly.
hours to go back
Exactly.
home. Like your family are on the other side of the world, and if you mess up,
You're-
if you F up, you're on your own.
You're on
you
your
know,
own, yes, brothers.
there is no way.
No, the thing is, I think we're very mollycoddled
In the UK.
In the UK.
If it's not your parents, it's the government that will
yeah,
mollycoddle you.
100%. And I'm a spoiled brat in the UK. I was very much like, if I wanted something, I'll just ring whoever. I'm like, okay, I need this. Can you go and get it for me?
There's no
Don't
budget.
get me wrong, I love driving myself anyway, so I used to do it myself. But if I was just having a lazy day, I can't be asked to go and get up.
You can
and
get
go
like
and
your
do
nieces, your
anything.
nephews, your
Oh
sisters,
yeah,
your
100%.
cousins.
My nephews were on, speed dial. Like, I need this, go and get it. And then they're like, okay. Now it's like, okay, if I need something, I've got to do it for myself.
Yeah.
I've got to move. I've got to get out there. I've got to go shop. I hate shopping. I absolutely hate shopping.
Oh, okay. Another negative is like actual clothes shopping. Oh my God! Listen, I feel as though all of these. I'm talking to all of you. Okay, I want River Island. I want Next. I want
Yeah.
H&M. All of you.
Don't forget
This Mango, Zara. We're all talking to
Zara,
you right
yeah.
now. You decided to be bougie as soon as you got on a plane from the UK and landed yourself in Dubai, and then you tripled your prices.
Ridiculous.
H&M, you're the worst culprit. At £9.99 for a single item. I can see it on the label. And here, you're charging £30. Why?
But there's
What?
dupes. There are dupes and they're good dupes. Okay, so don't fall again. I was a H&M girl through and through. My dresses, my trousers, my
Loved
hoodies, everything from H&M.
Everything made
And
sense.
then I was like, I can't justify spending UK money for like 3 things, about 150
3
pounds.
things.
3 things. And I used to walk out.
Sometimes not even 3.
Not even 3.
1.
1. Yeah, depending on. And they've got some good stuff. Not even denying, not gonna knock them.
Still nice, but
But you
too
can get
expensive.
dupes. That's another subject.
Yeah, we're definitely going to talk about like, you know, shopping and fashion out here in the UAE. And some of it is a little controversial because I know a lot of people are very much like carbon footprint. They're talking about, you know, labour contracts, X, Y, and Z. But bro, like sometimes we're out here in the middle of a sandpit and there's nobody making our clothes at Primark prices. So what do you want us to do?
It's what we're used to.
What do you want us to do?
You can't give us something and then expect us to kind of live with it another way. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But also some UAE brands I've been noticing a lot lately. There's a couple we've seen in that good, again, really good quality material, really good, you know, prices wise. They're nice.
They're
But I suppose we
expensive.
spend a lot on perfume, so for us it's just a downfall.
That's a plus.
We'd spend a lot on perfumes, but we think twice on clothes.
Yeah, because really and truly, this is my this is my thought process on, you know, spending your money on perfume versus clothes. Okay, first of all, okay, there's no point in buying an expensive outfit and smelling like trash. Okay,
You rather smell good?
I would like to smell good at least, even in my tracksuit. Do you understand? I feel like people will still gravitate towards me because I smell nice.
Yeah.
If I'm then there in a £500 or like 500 dirham like top and I smell like feet,
Yeah, they ain't gonna care.
nobody's going
The
to...
thing is, don't do it
No.
for anybody else, do it for yourself.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of stigma on this whole buying branded stuff. Who cares? No
Oh,
one cares.
tell
No one
them.
bloody cares.
Nobody.
smell good. And trust me, if you go for like...
People ask you what you're
they'll
smelling
stop you.
about your perfume before they stop you about your
They don't care what
outfit.
you look like. You could smell amazing and you could look like absolutely like you just woken out and called out of bed. But they won't care.
We're like, oh my God, what's that smell?
So stop caring what the people think. Be you. Be true to yourself. And trust me,
you'll be just fine. Listen, guys, there's so much more that we can talk about, and
more.
I'm pretty certain that we're probably like, we've been talking for a little while now, and we're probably going to end up having to like chop because just to keep you guys afloat of what's going on. But yeah, I mean, I want to say thank you for hanging in there with us because we've covered lots of different things, and guess what? There's plenty more to come. Okay. But if you watched this far, we really appreciate your time, and I really hope that the information that we've given you today is informative and you actually are getting a real insight into what life in Dubai actually looks like. We're not aiming to sugarcoat it, model cuddle it, we're keeping it real and direct, and I hope that definitely helps. And of course, if you have any questions for us, then please drop it in the comment box below. We are more than happy to answer any question within reason. Don't be cheeky. And we will absolutely answer it and get back to you. But yeah, thank you. And thank you for joining me today.
My pleasure, always.
It's been a pleasure. So we'll see you in the next one. Bye.